Good afternoon. I am Franz Morana, one of the reporter for today. The topic that we are about to discuss is all about the laws and agencies relating to food safety and sanitation. Good day. I am Franz Morana, and I am going to report the laws and agencies relating to food safety and sanitation. The first part is all about the international laws. Acts and regulations applicable to the food industry are concerned with the production or sale of injurious, unsafe, unfit, or substandard food, the contamination of food, the sanitation of food premises, equipment, and personnel, food safety practices including temperature control and treatment, the control of food poisoning and foodborne disease, and the composition and labeling of food. So in the food industry, there is an acts and regulation. So the contamination of food, so dapat kabaluta unsaon nato pag-preserve para dili siya makontaminate. The sanitation of food premises, equipment, and personnel. So tagagamit dapat nato sa equipment, dapat hugasan jud siya tapos ibutang siya sa tama nga lagayan. Tapos kita as personnel, like if chef ta or waitress ba ta or waiter, dapat naka-sanitize gid ta. Kabalo ta unsa ang proper sanitation. Kay lain pod naga-serve ta og food tapos kita mismo kay wala ta naga-sanitize atong self. So mura na pod siya og ang ato ang gina-prepare nga food kay dili siya safety or dili siya safety para sa atong mga customers. Food safety practices including temperature control and treatment. So sa food kay naa siya proper na temperature control. Kay food safety practices including temperature control and treatment. So ang food kay naa siya proper na temperature control. Kay lain pud no kuntahay pagkaugma kuntahay karon nag-out na mo. Tapos gi-full ninyo ang temperature sa refrigerator. So pagkaugma nag-freeze siya. Nag-ice na siya tapos kutay sayo kayo naabot ang customers ninyo nya. Kamo nga naga-prepare sa food kay ginahumol pa ninyo ang food kay naga-ice man siya. So dapat naa siya temperature control. The control of food poisoning and foodborne disease. So dapat kani kita as trabahante kay dapat kabaluta mulikay or di man jud nato maiwasan ang food poisoning, pero dapat kabaluta unsaon paglikay para ma-food poison or para dili magkaroon og foodborne disease. Like dapat naa siya ang food natong gina-prepare everyday kay naa siya proper storage kay para dili siya madapuan og mga insects. Next is the composition and labeling of food. Kani siya kay dapat ang food na ato ang ginagamit everyday kay naa jud dapat siya printed name sa front sa food kay para ma-recognize nato kung pork ba siya, chicken ba siya, beef ba siya, or unsa ba siya. Next is occupational safety and health or OSHA. Every employer has a legal obligation to ensure as far as is reasonably applicable the health, safety, and welfare of employees. So dapat kita nga employee naatay right, naatay legal obligation para sa ato ang health, para sa atong safety and welfare of the employees. Like sa atong health, kung dili man kaya i-duty, dapat dili pugson. Kay mas lalo ta nga manghina if pugson nato mo duty nga kabalo ta nga dili kaya sa atong sarili. For the safety, like for example, rider ka tapos na aksidente ka, naatay right na mag-complain sa company or naatay right na mag-ask for help, mag-ask og help para sa mga necessities na kailangan nato. Next is safe systems of work must be devised and supervision and training given to all staff. So kani diri ang example ani kay security guard. Kay kuntahay sudlon ang establishment na atong ginatrabahuan. Tapos dili well trained ang security guard nga ato ang gipapasok. So unsay yang buhaton sa inana nga panghitabo? Like ang tanan kay na shock na tapos pati ang security guard na shock na pod. So dapat kung magkuha to og security guard, dapat well-trained siya kay para if ever man simba ko nga nay mahitabo ngayon ana sa atong trabahuan puhon na at safety ta. Kay kabalo ta nga ang ato ang security guard na gikuha kay well-trained siya. So dili ta mabalaka. Next is employees must ensure their acts and omission. Employees' right to know act. The regulations in this act provide a legal framework for the control of substances hazardous to health. The essential measures that employers have to take to ensure people are protected from the hazardous substances they may encounter are stipulated. So kani ang example ani kay kuntahay naata sa kitchen area. Isa ta sa mga empleyado nga na-assign sa kitchen area. So dapat after nato magluto, make sure na naka-off ang stove. Pati ang dito sa iyahang main nga sa gasol jud siya. Kay kuntahay wala siya naka-off tapos naa ditoy singaw dadtua. Unya simba ko pag open and the next day kay ang lahi ang pag-open niya kay na-explode lag kalit. So damay tanan ang naasulod sa kitchen area. So dapat kung kita man ang na-assign or nagaluto daraa, dapat kabaluta unsa ang buhaton after natok magluto. Like i-off gid dapat ang tangke sa gasol. Next is the Sanitation Code of the Philippines. Presidential Decree 856. Sanitation Code of the Philippines requires all food establishments to secure sanitary permits from the local health office. It specifies the health certificate will be issued only to persons who have passed the physical and medical examinations and have been administered immunization. So kani, like sa ko nga nag-try ko og apply sa Jollibee. Tapos ang isa sa ilahang mga requirements kay food industry man jud dapat magkuha jud ni og health card. So dili ka mahatagan og health card kung wala ka kapasar sa physical and medical examination. Kay lain pod mo trabaho ka ana dira tapos naaday kay hepa simbako. Tapos naaday kay sakit sa heart. Unya tapos bugbog kay ka sa trabaho nya makuyapan ka dirag kalit. So sala pa sa kumpanya. Kay ngano gipasulod ka nga dili man ka physically fit ug wala ka nakapasar sa medical examination. So dapat ikaw nga tag-iya ana nga food or manager ana nga food establishment, dapat kabalo jud ka kung unsa ang mga kailangan sa imuhang mga employees. Dili kay magpataka ra kag sulod ra kay para lang naa kay trabahante. It's a no. Next is Chapter 3 of Presidential Decree 856, Section 14, Sanitary Permit. A. No person or entity shall operate a food establishment for public patronage without securing a permit from the local health office. So, dili ka dapat mag-operate og isa ka food establishment para lang sa fame or nakigtigi lang kasi imuhang best friend dara kay naapod siya nag-open pud siya dira og food establishment. Dapat dili ingon ana ang mindset nimo if ever mag-operate ka og food establishment. Dapat if ever na mag-open ka, mag-secure jud kag permit from the local health office kay para ang imuhang gina-prepare na food safety siya nga imo ibaligya sa mga tao nga mopalit sa imuha. So if in ana kabalo sila nga kani diri ana dinhi sila permit gikan sa health office, so magbalik-balik na sila palit sa inyuhang establishment. Every sanitary permit shall be posted in a conspicuous place of the establishment. So kani ang kanang inyuhang permit kay dapat nakapilit na siya sa wall. Kay para naa jay proof nga naamoy permit nga gikuha from the health office. Next is fees. The fees payable on application for permits and upon their issuances, renewal, and noting of such certificates shall be in such amounts as the city of municipal authority by resolution imposed. So if ever man na magkuha kag permit or mag-apply pa lang kag permit or mag-renew ka og permit or magpanotaryo ba ka, naana siya'y kanang nana siya kanang certain amount or nana siya specific amount nga gina-impose sa City of Municipal Authority. Next is noting of permit. Within 14 days after any change in the occupancy of any establishment, the new occupant shall apply to the city or municipal health officer to have such change noted in the records on the permit certificates, which he or she shall produce for the purpose and shall pay for the corresponding fee in the respect of such noting. So dari kantahay naghawa na mo sa inyo ang girentahan na space. Tapos if ever na naghawa na mo sa inyong giarkilahan na place, tapos naay bag-o nga gusto na mag-arkila, so bag-o man sila na nag-arkila, mag-apply sila for new permit, tapos magpanotaryo na pud sila og balik. Tapos ang katoy lahang gikuha na permit ay gi-applyan na permit og sa ilang pagpanotaryo naapod to sila corresponding na fee na ilang bayadan kay para silang pagpanotaryo na pod og usab. So inana dapat siya dili kay lain pod kamo nagbayad mo tapos ang bag-o na mag-occupy sa inyong space na girentahan kay dili sila magbayad. So di ba unfair kayo? So dapat kung unsa inyo gibayadan or unsa ang process sa inyong pagkuha sa permit, mao pod ilang process sa pagkuha o pagpanotaryo sa ilang permit na kailangan para na sa ilang food establishment.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Maya Abergas, one of your reporter for this afternoon. Chapter 3 of PD 856 or Presidential Decree 856. Records of Permit Certificates. Every city or municipality shall keep a record of all establishments in respect of which permits have been issued and all of permit certificates and renewals thereof. If mag-start ka og new business, required jud nimo magkuha og permit certificate. And if ma-expire na pud imong permit certificate, need pud nimo siya i-renew. Next, the record shall in every case show of the following: the name and address of the holder of the permit, who in every case shall be the actual occupier of the establishment. So dili pwede nga magkuha ka og permit for your establishment pero lahi na person or establishment imong ipa-occupy. Next, the location of the establishment. So, dapat the location must be exact and specified. Next, the purpose for which the permit has been issued. So, unsa ba ang purpose sa pagkuha nimo og permit? Kailangan ma-provide nimo unsa o ngano ka nagkuha og permit. The date the first permit was issued and the dates of any renewal thereof. So, importante gyud ang adlaw sa pagkuha, first kuha nimo og permit and sa katong first day po nimo pag-renew og permit. Every change of occupation and management of the establishment since the first permit was issued and conditions under which the permit was issued or any renewal thereof granted. The record shall be available at all reasonable times for inspection by any officer of the Department of Health. Never jud walaon ang records or mga permits because anytime naga-inspect ang Department of Health. And if dili nimo mapakita ang imong permit, there's a chances na ma-close ang inyong establishment. Section 18. Use of food service spaces. Food service spaces shall not be used as living or sleeping quarters. So if you're working at a food service establishment, you need to do your job. You are there to work, not to sleep. Clothing or personal effects shall be kept in lockers or in designated places away from food services spaces. So every food service establishment must provide lockers for their employees for them to put their clothing or personal things inside it. No animal or live fowl shall be allowed in such spaces. Never jud allow because animals have yung balhibo, tapos there's a chances na maabot ang ilang balhibo sa mga food. And it's a big turn off sa mga customers. Persons not directly connected with food preparation and serving shall not be allowed to stay in food serving spaces. So strictly prohibited gyud ang dili employee or ang dili assigned sa food preparation area and food service area. Next, foods in storage or in preparation must not be handled by anyone other than the preparation and serving staff. So if you're not part of preparation and serving staff, you are not allowed to get food in food storage. So next, Section 19, Use of Food Handlers. No person shall be employed in any food establishment without a health certificate issued by local health authority. So if mag-apply ka sa isa ka food establishment, you should have a health certificate. It is number one requirement in applying your work in a food establishment. Food handlers shall wear clean working garments. The cook shall wear prescribed CPS and female employees caps or hairnets. So, ngano kailangan limpyo ang working garments? Because if hugaw ang inyong working garments, there's a big possibility na magkaroon og food contamination ang inyong food na gina-prepare. And the cook shall wear prescribed CPS. CPS is another term for clothing or cook's clothing. So next, observe good personal hygiene. So kailangan every personnel or is every food preparation personnel must have good personal hygiene. Kasi dili pwede na if nagtrabaho ka sa isa ka food establishment tapos bawa kag ilok and sabay other bad personal hygiene. You need to have good personal hygiene. Next is wash their hands thoroughly with soap and water and dry them with clean or disposable towel or suitable hand drying device immediately before working or after visiting the toilet. So nga nang importante na hugas ang kamot because it prevents the spread of germs. Your hand can spread germs in the kitchen, so wash your hands often to prevent cross-contamination. Next is Section 20, Vermin Control. First, what is vermin? Vermin is a group of insects or small animals such as flies, mosquitoes, cockroaches, fleas, lice, bedbugs, mice, and rats, which are vectors of disease. Spaces where food and drinks are stored, prepared, and served shall be so constructed and maintained as to exclude vermin. So to avoid vermin, a food preparation area should maintain a sanitary work environment by cleaning and sanitizing preparation areas immediately after use. During disinfecting operations, all foodstuffs, utensils, food preparation, and cleaning equipment shall be covered to protect them from the toxic chemical substances. So, kailangan protektahan gyud ang mga kitchen utensils or mga things away from the toxic chemical substances because isog gyud ang chemical na ginagamit for disinfecting. Vermin control in public places shall be the responsibility of the provincial, city, or municipal governments which have jurisdiction over them. So if you have concern about the vermin outside your establishment or in public places, you can or you may raise that concern to your government or city government. The procedure and frequency of vermin abatement program shall be determined and approved by the local health authority. So walay lain maka-approved aning vermin abatement program kundi ang local health authority lang.
The second is all space lockers and cupboards shall be constructed of material of the same quality as used for good preparation, and food serving operation containers shall be made of metal with tight covers. C. The recommended temperature range for dry stores is 50-60, 10 to 15 Celsius, except where dry food for immediate use are stored in preparation and serving spaces. Next, this operation should be in accordance with following requirements. First, hand contact with food or drink shall be avoided. Fingers shall not be used to serve butter, ice, or similar items for food. Sugar shall be served in covered dispenser or container or in package wrap for single service. B. The surface of container and utensil, including glasses and tableware, which come in contact with food and drink shall not be handled. C. Disposable cups, plates, spoon, and other single-service containers and utensils shall be purchased in sanitary cartons and stored in a clean, dry place until used. This article shall be handled on removal from the carton that the hand does not touch the surface which will be contact with food or drink. D. Clean clothes, napkin, spoon, towel, and other cloth equipment shall be stored in clean places, designated specifically for them. Sold linens, including towels, apron, and coats, shall be stored in a closed bin or locker, suitably marked. Our topic for today is all about Michelin 5-star. The following announcement of the 2017 Michelin Guide, the restaurant Lising, Le George, and El Orangerie at Four Seasons Hotel George de Paris have been collectively crowned with a total 5 Michelin stars, making it the first luxury hotel in Europe with 3 Michelin star restaurants. The French entrepreneurs had started a tire company 11 years earlier, and they decided that a rating guide for hotel and restaurant would be compel the limited number of drivers to use up and their tire and buy more, and some say the Michelin Guide is the Bible of all dining guide, say. Ang restaurant Lising, Le George at El Orangerie sa apat na panahong na hotel si George de Paris ay sama-sama na nakaronahan ng isang kabuuang 5 Michelin star, na ginagawa itong unang marangyang hotel sa Europa na may 3 Michelin star na restaurant. So, ang mga negosyante ay nagsisimula sa isang kumpanya ng 11 years na ang nakakalipas at napagpasyahan nila na ang isang gabay na rating para sa hotel at restaurant ay pipiliin ang limitadong bilang ng mga drivers na ubusin at ang kanilang pagod at bumili ng higit pa ilang sinasabi ng gabay ng Michelin. So the next non-perishable foods shall be stored in the following manners. A. Designated spaces, lockers, cupboards, racks, shelves, and container shall be used for storage. B. All space, lockers, and cupboards shall be constructed of material.
Section 22. Disposal of refuse. For me, the disposal of refuse is the refuse things can be used in many ways. And you can use the refuse things like cans filled and empty. And you need to separate the refuse cans in a handling food operation. Section 23 Equipment and Utensil. Equipment of every food must put in a hazard and corrosion resistant to prevent a contamination of the food, and it should be easy to clean. Section 24 Washing of Utensil. For washing the utensil, rinse it with a warm water until the dirt has been removed, to rub it well with a soap or liquid detergent to remove the oil stain. After that, rinse it with a water and put it in the sterilizing machine, then dry with a clean towel, then put it in the storage to against vermin. Section 25 Bacterial Treatment. To prevent a bacterial contamination to the equipment must be washed properly to remove a dirt from the equipment. Every piece of the equipment must be sterilized and to clean the storage equipment properly to prevent the bacteria. Section 27 Storage of Wash Utensil. To wash utensil must store in a clean and dry place storage to protect against vermin and other sources of contamination. After sterilizing all the utensil, clean the storage first before putting all the utensils. If the storage is open, it is harmful to put all the utensils in the storage, so that we need to clean or wash it because it is not clean at all. For safety and clean storage, it is better to clean first before using the storage.
The second is all space lockers and cupboards shall be constructed of material of the same quality as used for good preparation, and food serving operation containers shall be made of metal with tight covers. C. The recommended temperature range for dry stores is 50-60, 10 to 15 Celsius, except where dry food for immediate use are stored in preparation and serving spaces. Next, this operation should be in accordance with following requirements. First, hand contact with food or drink shall be avoided. Fingers shall not be used to serve butter, ice, or similar items for food. Sugar shall be served in covered dispenser or container or in package wrap for single service. B. The surface of container and utensil, including glasses and tableware, which come in contact with food and drink, shall not be handled. C. Disposable cups, plates, spoon, and other single-service containers and utensils shall be purchased in sanitary cartons and stored in a clean, dry place until used. This article shall be handled on removal from the carton, that the hand does not touch the surface which will be contact with food or drink. D. Clean clothes, napkin, spoon, towel, and other cloth equipment shall be stored in clean places, designated specifically for them. Sold linens, including towels, apron, and coats, shall be stored in a closed bin or locker, suitably marked. Our topic for today is all about Michelin 5-star. The following announcement of the 2017 Michelin Guide, the restaurant Lising, Le George, and El Orangerie at Four Seasons Hotel George de Paris have been collectively crowned with a total 5 Michelin stars, making it the first luxury hotel in Europe with 3 Michelin star restaurants. The French entrepreneurs had started a tire company 11 years earlier, and they decided that a rating guide for hotel and restaurant would be compel the limited number of drivers to use up and their tire and buy more, and some say the Michelin Guide is the Bible of all dining guides, say. Ang restaurang Lising, Lee George at El Orangery sa apat na panahong na hotel, si George D. Paris ay sama-sama na nakoronahan ng isang kabuuang 5 Michelin star na ginagawa itong unang marangyang hotel sa Europa na may 3 Michelin star na restaurant. So, ang mga negosyante ay nagsisimula sa isang kumpanya ng 11 years na ang nakakalipas at napagpasyahan nila na ang isang gabay na rating para sa hotel at restaurant ay pipiliin ang limitadong bilang ng mga drivers na ubusin at ang kanilang pagod at bumili ng higit pa ilang sinasabi ng gabay ng Michelin. So the next non-perishable foods shall be stored in the following manners. A. Designated spaces, lockers, cupboards, racks, shelves, and container shall be used for storage. B. All space, lockers, and cupboards shall be constructed of material